I worked with the #1 esports, mobile esports org in China over a long period of time, and this is what they did to become the best. And it can be summarized in one word, which is discipline. Now, let me first talk about what they did exactly, and then talk about how you and your team can use the same philosophy, same principle to make your team better and hopefully compete for the world championship in the next upcoming event. Now, first of all, what did the team did? What did the team do? The Chinese team, the #1 team in China. Well, I got an opportunity to work with them, and I find out there are a few things. #1, they did military-style training. They make sure that they listen to the command and shot call of the team captain, the team in-game leader, right? Military style give you a lot of benefits, especially discipline, right? Waking up on time, folding your beds, and making sure that you do the basic stuff, the muscle memory stuff. And also you do it on time. You become adult. You actually understand there's a certain amount of principle going to athletic training. #2, and I noticed what I actually noticed what they did in game is once a shot call is made, the team execute a shot call no matter what, right? Or there's feedback, immediate feedback, kind of like the control tower. Once if you learn how to fly a plane, the pilot talking to the control tower, right? If the control tower is giving the command, hey, by the way, fly to this altitude, or you can go to the runway, this runway at this altitude at this angle of attack when you're landing a plane. The pilot of the plane will come back and feedback the exact same information just to tell the control tower that the pilot received the information, right? If the tower goes something like, go to this runway, the plane will say, hey, this is the plane, blah, 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 landing at this runway. They will receive the information and it will feed it back to the tower to make sure the tower knows, hey, I heard you clearly, loud and clear. Now, in China, when I observed the #1 esports team, they did exactly the same. Once the captain made a shot call, we're going to the bottom side. The entire team, the jungler, for example, will feed back the same information. But instead of feeding it back like an air controller, what they will do is, for example, going bot, but the jungler want to clear the jungle. He will give feedback information like, okay, going bottom, but give me 15 seconds. I need to clear my red. I cannot go bottom. Another example is I cannot go bottom, right? My blue is coming up in 30 seconds. And then this feedback will come to a conclusion, which is the shot callers, give up the blue, we're going bot no matter what, right? Or, okay, let's set up blue instead. Basically, there's a clear shot call and there's feedback to that shot call, but it's always executed. Right? In the game, there's no challenge into the shot call. It's not like, oh, your shot call is garbage. I want to do this, and that. It's, okay, I hear what you're saying. This is how I'm going to react to that shot call. This is how I'm going to respond to the shot call. It's either, give me some time, I need to get this set up, or I simply cannot go because, for example, you didn't consider the fact that I didn't have my ultimate. You didn't consider the fact that I don't have enough mana. So even if I go to the bottom lane, I couldn't do anything. And that's something I noticed the Chinese team do. Practice to its perfection. Right? They practice over and over again on that kind of shot call in every single scrim. Every single practice, the shot caller is calling something loud and clear, and the team is responding in the exact same format every single time to make sure to practice that kind of communication, that kind of discipline. Another thing that I noticed the Chinese team do in terms of discipline is calling out different timers, during the game. They understand exactly what objectives are. For example, you have the tower objectives. You have, different objectives on the map regarding neutral monsters, the turtle, the lord in the worlds of Mobile Legends Bang Bang. And there's also smaller objectives that sometimes can be really important. For example, an enemy team has the Fanny. And guess what's most important? The Fanny's blue buff, right? So they will have that down. For example, okay, the buff is coming up every 1 minute and 30 seconds, every 90 seconds. Once a jungler, or once the information gatherer, the roamer, goes to enemy jungle, gather enough information on enemy blue. Did they start blue, or did they, start red, or come to the blue? Once they have information on when the enemy took blue, the first blue, they will invade the second blue on command, right? On time. Not on time, in time. They will probably set up 20 seconds before the blue spawn. So once the Fanny comes in, once the rest of the enemy team comes in, they will mess them up, take the blue buff. And once they take the blue buff, guess what? Immediately somebody written down, okay, at this time in the chat, we're gonna go to the enemy blue again, right? And they will also have a plan in the beginning of the game, which is, oh, leave the small camp on our blue side open, and not killed. So this way our blue doesn't spawn. Fanny cannot counter invade. This way they'll invade on time. Sometimes, just sometimes, right? Those neutral objectives become really, really, really important. Enemy red, enemy blue, depends on what they're playing, what they have as their win condition. Those are all timers that they will write down in the game. They practice that as the discipline. Very, very important. Something I noticed the Chinese team do. Maybe that's something that you should do, right? Which is discipline yourself to know which objective, what are the enemy's win condition, and what is our game plan in this game, and discipline yourself to write them down inside the game or call it out inside the game. Somebody need to be the planner of the team. No, but that's talking about planning is a whole different topic. That's not something that I want to derail myself on today. Now, move on to the next topic regarding discipline. How you can discipline yourself inside the game. How you can make yourself better, make your team better. Well, it's very, very important. In the world of esports, what really matters on winning is winning on stage. If you win in practice, if you're winning rank, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, right? Because that doesn't pay you. What pays you is winning on stage. With that being said, you want to simulate everything, the environment that you're going to experience on stage, right? What do you have on stage? Usually regarding a, esports environment, tournament environment, you have to be ready 1 hour ahead at the venue, right? You have to be ready 1 hour ahead by the, the stage. So in that 1 hour, what do you have access to? Your phone, whatever you usually have access to. But once you get on stage for the next best of 5, for the next best of 7, for the next best of 3, guess what you don't have access to? Your vape, your smoke, your second phone for TikTok, your messaging app to your little girlfriend, or little boyfriend, or whatnot. You simply don't have access to your second phone, right? So what do you do to discipline yourself? When you're practicing scrim, in 1 2-hour scrim block, try not to access your second phone. Try not to access your Instagram. Try not to access your vape. Discipline yourself. Focus on the simple task of not distracting yourself during that 2-hour block. Train your brain, or should I say condition your brain the same way how you would, use your brain on stage. And that's discipline. I think once you're able to do that simple stuff, you can really expand your attention span on stage, to focus on what's important, which is that best of 5, which is that best of 3, to win that game. That's discipline. Another thing is discipline yourself to come to scrim on time. Very, very important, because if you want to be a professional esports player, you're literally trying to be a professional athlete. That means you need to be accountable to your words. You need to show up on time, to be respectful to your teammates, to be respectful to your scrim partners, to your opponents who are also showing up on time. So that's just my 2 cents on discipline. My 2 cents, my story to share with you guys on what the best team in the world did to win the championships over and over again for 3 seasons in a row. And also what you can do to improve yourself. That's it. Make sure to leave a comment down below on what you improved on in the world in the aspect of discipline. I'll see you guys next time. Session Dave signing off. Bye for now.